Clockwork. So they picked. They saw the Shadow Fiend Clockwork and they pick.
Can you pan over to... Oh, okay. I thought he put the second point into Necromastery for a moment. He just went for the Shadow Rays for control instead. So too has Chemo. They just both the opponent middle laners. Medusa with literally no CS to work. Source of zoning, but I don't think they really want to get this Medusa farm. It's just pretty evident. Khan is going to outlaw.
What I read about for Geek Fam is that pick up his drums or something along those lines, and the Venge might just reduce tower taking spree and Medusa catch up. And an issue for Geek Fam if execution is getting levels at the very least.
Attacking as well this game. But then Execration is going in with the smoke rotation and scoring this. For now though, Terrorblade seems to be having a 22 CS to his name and a Metamorph is to slow them down. So keep Yarj at bay and Mimic on the side. No kill potential just yet.
Yeah. I mean, the lane that has lane for the side of Execration, but they might need a rotation. Doesn't have to drop the cogs in time bounty room.
Not that reflection to keep Yarj control. Are we still in the Southeast Asian region? It's 4 minutes in and neither side is gone.
It's almost as if Oli heard you. In an unusual amount of distance, it's just gonna be okay. Farming the Stomp, just waiting for the Storm to wear off, hoping for player to get in a better position. Now players, but still not gonna find the kill.
Water attacks up on Yarj. The Orb of Venom's gonna just yet.
Peaceful start. I mean, the slower the game goes, it's a slow-paced game.
Yeah, but at the same time, Execration seems to be doing well in keeping pace with the Terrorblade in terms of farm on the off lane and middle lane. Carl Yusa. If this continues, the mid game is gonna be so difficult for Geek Fam. I mean, there's gonna come a point in this game difficult to kill anyone on the side of Execration. They don't really have too much burst damage coming out. They need to rely on control or down and hope that the Terrorblade and Medusa, the tanky Tidehunter that he is, he's innately tanky and is only going to get tankier with time as well. The only real cruiser core, so she's also going to be getting enough money. How does a Geek Fam kill anything at all at that point?
You're relying on the Terrorblade to be the main source of damage. No Man's Land will get found and brought down. Raging Potato gets a slaughter and Execration.
Is he gonna 3 HP? Okay.
Absolutely calculated play. It's down to Yarj. Now Skembaloo doesn't have the Metamorphosis, so this is a real in. It seems as if Execration could turn. That's just bringing down play hard, but Lumic doesn't have the Sunder, needs to be careful, has to do the Elder Titan with the Rocket Flare. And just like that, at the 6 minute mark, and Carl, not sure whose stack this was, but Carl will say thank you and souls.
There it is. Real drawback of having stack set up
Medusa's recovery?
Possible thing though. I mean, Carl was already ahead, now he's just snowballing.
Phenomenal start on the Shadow Fiend. What
you just tank up in this game. You literally just have a hard time killing any single hero. Souls, he's going to be dishing out enough damage. Then you've got the armor reduction, which means you
maybe drums on.
Maybe a Dragonlance Hurricane Pike, then a Sanjanyasha. A little bit of ability wouldn't hurt. I sure as hell don't hope. I sure as hell hope, because that would just be counterproductive for them.
Yeah, I don't think he's going for the magic. Know at level 10. Should know at level 10. He's going for the threads for now. Raging Potato giving chase. Putting the kill onto the enemy off laner. Oli now coming in from the east. He was hexed up, but the kill for Raging Potato. And excuse me, he's going to get closer and closer to his blink.
6k net worth. Chuan has been caught out now. Lumic with those cogs. They'll get crumbling to the early start.
Yeah. Seems as if Skembaloo and bring down the Tidehunter. Is Medusa and the laning phase that she's had. But if Execration never let Medusa recover, they
and so far,
like Geek Fam have this one big team fight, the nature of these team fights. Top lane Lumic with the Guardian sprint across would be nice in Skembaloo. Skembaloo doesn't have the Sunder. The trying to bring down Skembaloo. The stop Jace 2-man crush coming out. Rocket Flare as well. Skembaloo dropping low. No will end up securing the kill now. Channels the Stomp. Holds the Arch in place. Raging Potato has a lot of bonus damage if he calls this. Skembaloo still alive somehow. He's got 5-1 charges as well. And alive and managed to find the kill on.
That was cloudy, but it works out for Geek Fam. Kill, but I think they lost a tinge, right? Yeah, Nando picked up a tower.
Nando just
up so far. And he's going for the Mask of Madness. So clearly he wants to fight. With Terror, I believe. Too quick though, should be able to get away.
Just giving chase. The swap doesn't have enough AoE at level.
Really just prancing all over this map. Though.
Oh yeah.
Drums, a good HP with 12 armor. there, but Terrorblade is there in the vicinity as well. They don't have
Tom on Carl. The Earth Split only with the shackles. A kill on Carl could be huge, and they're going to get it elsewhere. Can be really locked down Lumic and get away, but they're walking up to high ground. But Raging Potato awaits them. The crush is there. Seems to be as if they're going to back away. Raging Potato still flirting with Skemblue at this point, and finally the fight is coming in from the south. Doesn't have the Ravage, the Vendetta hit along with the Impale. They're going to find Raging Potato's March.
He also popped this, but
took the Vendetta hit.
What a free farming Venge? Nando should probably start joining these fights. He went for the Dragonlance after him. Yeah,
he should have
spotted with a scan there.
They know Boots and an Aquila look for the swap for a little bit of vision. Does manage to find the swap. Carl doesn't have too many souls either, but Chuan will end up falling. The physical damage from Nando could look to punish. Another death on the Shadow Fiend could be extremely costly. Skemblue walking in and play hard.
Execution at all. I mean, when you're behind, trading one from in your favor, and Geek Fam are playing from behind right now.
I mean, they are trying their best to shut down Medusa, but I think what they should need to do is just Blink Dagger is really close, and maybe just the sentries, and it's probably good to see. Yeah, just the Ravage and an Arcane Rune, so he's quite angsty. Poppy elsewhere, Lumic needs to be shackled. Skemblue still being patient, not wanting the reflection. Geek, but they aren't going to contest it.
They can't connect up 2 stacks now, one on the Ancients and you stack anymore this game unless you got.
But yeah, I some really pressed there. Do end up trading the mid tier 1 for that. It's not entirely fair. Space in the bottom lane. She'd love to have the stacks now.
Now she really would, but they have the potential to kill Lumic here. I mean, if they connect with enough DPS to make this work.
Need be.
Yeah. Anti-rune, they could use that as the set.
The Impale held on to Cogs to stun him with the Spike Carapace. Now the Spain even gets a secondary bounty rune, pops a smoke and runs like a madman. Elsewhere, Nando, the Stomp is in there, Ollie Yards on to Raging Potato, and he's gonna end up going down. Yards, Skemblue as well as play out. Okay.
In a wild goose chase here. Lumic actually used that smoke to go in and actually on the side of the map, so it wasn't a total one.
Okay.
With the death of the Shadow Shaman, they're going to use this as a 2 tower.
Yeah, that's good facts. Is Medusa finding a trade? Nope.
Medusa there? No. Sara has also got his Blink Dagger. So.
Is there what change the complexion of the game and then the fights change and shift in their favor? I do hear a hook shot. Ollie, who commits the Mass Serpent, was an Earth Splitter. Unfortunately, the Hex find a trade. It's Lumic for Ollie. Be careful, Yarj is in the vicinity. He has to like that. Geek Fam are going to run away. Carl walks into the corner, burst down Skemblue. They've got the corrosive. He did sunder Raging Potato, but he ends up going down. They've managed to find Carl, and Raging has nothing to close the gap. Yarj running away from them, but with Nando coming in, they could look to turn towards Geek Fam. Still alive all this while. Nando with the swap though. He's got Chuan. Immediate Hex coming up from Ollie. Chuan stays alive a little, but what can he really offer at this point? Well,
good save there by Playhard. That Stomp is basically what kept him alive. Had that Stomp not come through, that was a guaranteed death on the Medusa. But that pass. You asked about what's the big item that they should pick up to try and turn this around. I don't think there's any stress. Just a matter of surviving and letting this. You're gonna have a Venge core that's gonna fall off when it is only upwards.
Raging Potato. The damage with the corrosive haze. Quick swap coming out. Not really sure who swaps who, but they get in the cogs. They're looking to turn this around. They do manage. Finds the Nyx. They're bought and a core in exchange. And Skembue's drum charge on cooldown, trying to make right now. Raging Potato will be looking for the crush. He might just have to tank the gank for that. Yeah?
Oh, but Raging Potato.
What? He actually bought down Raging Potato. Guardian sprint and ended up just
sprint at the shock and 1 punch from the Shadow Shaman.
I actually just dismissed that fight. I expect him to find a trade over there. Medusa does survive. They kill Nando on the Ventress Geek Fan.
Execration are on a click because they need to take the tier 2s. They need to go and claim Roshan with all this armor reduction they've got.
Look to do.
The Medusa, has she picked up any new items?
She's completed the Aquila since.
Hurricane Pike next on her shopping list. Actually creeping right up to the top spot in net worth, by the way. He's not, I mean, it's north of 1,000 net worth that steps them up quickly if he comes out successfully. Not again, he's been caught out by the clockwork and takes the kill and takes himself further on the graph as well. It's really been the Shadow Fiend show for the most part.
Where by himself pushing up the bottom lane?
The Venge?
The Venge had Slaughter in the vicinity.
Okay, I see. And they've got
Roshan, it's almost like they heard. If player was watching his parade, he'd know that they were raging potato, just moving forward.
Cream is up.
Look at that. But yeah, even if they decided to contest falling, but GESC are making their way to tower mid, but I'm not sure the catch is Scambaloo. Where are the four stars? They just aren't there. The Rav is behind, and sometimes Scambaloo gets the center of Yacht. They bring down the Tidehunter, and GESC somehow turn it around. They
disrespecting that spirit. You had your camp entire fight. I'm sure Execration knew it was right next to them. The Storm catch time for Scambaloo to get the Sunder off, and suddenly this wasn't so much GESC showing that they
He's
don't
found Carl. The tier 1 tower does end up going down to the... Wait. Hold on. Carl just went back in. He had stomp onto Carl. Quick magic missile onto Scambaloo. Well, the Stone Gaze into Nando will fall quickly. Not in a happy place. Another Stomp does end up falling elsewhere as Raging Potato gives chase. GESC they get a tier 1 tower. They take Carl. Scambaloo is probably on a lot of unreliable goal, but they got the Venge in the ages.
Yeah. I mean, Execration is just showing the Titan pick. They're showing that, but at the same time, that you gotta remember that's a position 1 Venge, so it's a fair bit of net worth that swings back. The gap is slowly closing, both in favor of Execration, and Chuan is slowly getting bigger and bigger.
He's got the 4 staff as well, so someone will hopefully be safe of workouts.
That said, though, he has a department from GESC.
March completed his Midas, and he's going for a Crimson Guard of his own. Makes sense.
In a row, we're seeing March make some good decisions. Was he?
He was.
I think he chose to go for the Desolator to augment his team.
Well, tier 1, tier 2 tower standing.
Queen is available as well. No BK. Next, they're pinging.
Did he?
I don't even
aggro the creep wave and then.
That's probably what he did. But they should know that he's got very deep wards. That if these wards are really sensible at this point, because
smoke and fight Execration.
Do they really want to go that? I feel like defensive wards would have added way more value. But look at this, Nando flew over there. Not every day you get to see a vengeful one.
2. And that smoke's going to dispel. Do they have sentry? They're going to get looming. Does Raging Potato want to go back in?
It's time for the defensive move.
Was there. I'm not sure what that triggered on. The kill with the mana burn. Will he pay with his life though? And it seems as if
both teams left him. Both just said, "Alright, March, you're on your own."
Was trying to defend the push coming out in the bottom lane. So they got one to it for as long as possible. Zinga, another 400 gold, and Ollie. I don't think he needs to bother too much about items. Levels with Execration, just is it really in their best interest to be farming against a Terrorblade and
clock? I'm gonna reiterate the fact that this game cannot go late for them. They need to move. While they have a minor advantage, they should be looking to get aggressive.
They have smoked and they just gets the hell out of them. He's out as well. Where does the Execration gank train? Lumic, he's got it. He's just hanging around. Makes sense. I hope kill on the way with the smoke.
Yeah, I mean, GESC or rather GESC smokes and goes for Carl and they can turn it around. But at this point, waiting for the ball to come to them. I don't think going high ground is going to be easy. Up his Sanjan Yasha, so he's dishing out a fair bit of damage to
Ollie. Yeah, they got the storm coming in. Carl pops his glue for the Red Queen. Will get it off. The another Crimson Guard in his inventory. He's so close to the cogs while Carl he's chasing on his own for the Elder Titan. Getting juked to the side out of position. Raging Potato does manage to hunt down play, but there wasn't much that Scambaloo and Chuan.
Gonna try and go high ground with this. They're just marching down.
If they find Scambaloo, it could be no man's land. No Elder Titan to back.
They'll have to buy back.
They've got to buy back. Carl just blinks in aggressively when he feels like the mana burn is there. March just rid of it so quickly. The mana burn though doing wonders versus the Titan. There's a Ravage catches 3 that's looking to fight Chuan with the Stone Gaze. They're pushing this Ravage and he's not going to get too much. But the shackles are there elsewhere. They're focusing Chuan. Chuan has buyback as well. And Execration without Ravage might just have to make a run for it. Where's the catch from the side of GESC?
Throughout that, he waited till the Medusa died and I'm pretty certain they would have gotten a bit done. I think doesn't really make sense.
Could have been. I'm not.
Ravage was popped, which should have been the moment that. Now they've just done themselves a lot of economic tier 3 towers, so high ground still does. Execration coming back with a lot more money and a fresher set of items.
Nope. But Scambaloo has in progress. He's edging closer and closer to that diffusal plane. They're just grouping up. themselves. They haven't got the Ravage towards Roshan.
Yeah.
Got 2 minutes until Roshan.
They're on the bottom side? They're just standing a little further behind Scamblue, hoping. Chuan is really far away. Like, this is the best idea when they aren't far. Not a Rune instead of the Medusa or the Terrorblade. That's strange.
Yeah, that's well. Scamblue is gonna push out bottom. This game as long as possible. Creation will go for the jugular once Roshan is up and they secure ages. Yeah, they're just hanging around Roshan. What's the play for Geek? They got the Crimson Guard. Yeah, just there doesn't. This is Spike Carapace. The Hex is there from Ollie. They're controlling him. The Impale to follow. Scam, but all of this for a Tide Hunter to bother about. Swap into really nice. The hook shot is there from Lumik. Stonegaze coming out from the Medusa. They're looking for the reaching potato. Not there when his team needed it. Slaughter. He should end up falling.
Nice raise there from Carl, but what the hell? It was just a consolation. Mess of a team fight from Execration there. I mean, it's fortunate that Ravage did connect on 3 heroes, but nonetheless, I think Tide Hunter was. I don't know, man. You should have just left him for dead.
I think he should
stops the Ravage earlier, or
he didn't. He got swapped, so it's somewhat unfortunate. Now look at this. Those splitters there. That's HP based, percentage based damage, and Carl just goes in for the Requiem and for a Shadow Shaman. The good news is Geek Fam will not connect an Execration. It was a cost. Carl could chase. He has one more drum cooldown. The reflection making it a bit of uncharacteristic SEA discipline. Holds on for the time being to the Roshan. They've won a big team.
Rush, yeah, I think they should be able to take it. I don't think Geek Fam has armor reduction. Rush is going to drop 2. What's crucial is that Medusa has gotten him.
She's just holding on to the goal. Not got tier 2 tower standing. Do I keep buyback or do I just buy out? And even the Medusa.
I think you buy at this point.
What do you buy?
Kind of helps versus the. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think.
Games where.
Maybe Rob Butterfly actually would have been decent.
I would normally do, but maybe you might need to just for this game. Butterfly is a little bit of.
It would have been the choice. Up just yet. No signs of it either on the.
An Execration, they're marching down bottom. I'm going to drop. Well, when the fight does break up, quick hook shot coming up from Lumik. This doesn't have buyback or death on the BKB, Ravage. All that's no good versus the Shadow Fiend. Elder Titan to fall, next to follow the chase here, the Execration. They swap the mana for the Stonegaze, doesn't even get it off. And Nando, the War Trap is cute, but if nothing else. But Execration then moves. Nando does have the Aegis, he's still alive. The Crimson Guard keeping him healthy. If I'm not mistaken, somebody handed him over. The Chuan fought back to be in this fight. He manages to get away. Ollie holds Scamblue, still fighting, still has the Thunder. Thunder stun is there from Nando, and somehow Execration are turning this. A lot of heroes. They've committed by range Fnatic, but the swap is there. Chuan, he's bought the Blade Mail. He wants, but he's just going to end up dying.
He died without using the Stonegaze. TP'd in. Opportunities to use the Stonegaze earlier, but he didn't use it. Yeah. Maybe with the Stonegaze for Scamblue to beat up on a few more. There's also the HP there.
Ninja barely surviving, ending so many buybacks. The biggest problem, I don't think they realize how much of a key fight, just because he got caught out without getting the stomp off, without getting the earth splitter off. It really hurt Key. Despite all that scraped through,
they got smashed.
They got smashed.
Of Execration. They walk away with their cores alive after all that. It's painful for Geek Fam because you push on and come back. But look at this. Carl's actually as if it was.
I think one of the key errors, just straight off the bat without Medusa, was their opening.
I think at some level from Geek Fam, they for start not go for those flashy early gameplays that they tried to do. Mistakes, which is why they managed to turn it around, but this game wouldn't have really lasted that long.
Yeah.
Geek Fam just simply had to.
I honestly think Geek Fam was still going to. I think now that Playard's alive and he's not going to get.
Definitely a possibility. What you've got to remember is that Butterfly as well. So with the Shadow Fiend picking up the Butterfly, I'm sorry, his base armor stat, which means that.
Blue Ravage to follow, they need a crush automatic. Ends up falling 77 seconds, but he's got buyback. Quick hook shot on March, who gets away with it. He's popped his Blade Mail, chasing out. Where's Ollie with the shackles? They control Yarge for a bit. A kill on the Tide Hunter goes. Scamblue, he's had his hand down with the Skadi, but Carl blinks away. So the Impale was there from March. The mana, but Chuan gets one kill while play hard. Be careful, and once again, Yeah, they're holding on.
They're holding on. Can you quickly pan over to the Sheriff? Okay, looks like he's back for more. Simply use stat-based armor. There's no actual something like assault. So the moment the armor and Skemblue can beat the hell out of him. Like an NKB should be on the shopping list eventually, but for now, clear.
I'm sensing a very costly error. I'm not sure what they're hoping to accomplish. If they kill Skemblue, it could be huge. They will. Does he have metamorphosis? No, he doesn't. Requiem, Raging Potato, giving chase a kill on Skemblue. He's beyond godlike. Does manage to bring down Skemblue. That's 98, and they are chasing for Ollie.
Yeah, unfortunately, the storm immediately woke them up. Else, I think. But Skemblue that they can just push.
And Venge is I think we're
as
going.
a BOT. This should be the second lane of barracks. I don't think Geek Fam has anything to try though, right? I don't think you want to just go first.
But honestly, as a blade man. As the stone is, they kind of goofed out Nando though, held in the shackles. This could be managed to catch the ET, but they've lost their Venge. Carl just chasing down the Medusa, will get the kill. Ollie to fall as well, and March, he's surrounded, he's controlled with the crush. Carl could die, does end up go to buy BOTs if need be. And execration, they're just good.
So it's buying them some time.
So March on the next could buy back forward. He's still got the Ravage. He's got using it judiciously. They're somewhat defending their barracks. Skemblue's back. He's going to DP in. The sprint 4 stuff on cooldown. He gets the crush off the stop. He's giving a little bit of chase. Execration. Another laner barracks. It should have certainly been
the play there, right? Just going for the swap into the Venge immediately. And the moment the Venge dies, anyone else dying after no longer.
Was Yaj not present in that? He didn't Ravage.
I just don't think he felt the need. The reason the reason the Sharafin died is because play hard. By the way, for Geek Fam, they're still in this game.
Absolutely. He's been the biggest team fight factor too, at least. Hopefully, just keep buying. Eventually, come marching for that lane of barrage. He's also got a 4-star in and the Lotus Hub, and Roshan's free spawn. This is Roshan. If the Tide gets his hands in this for Geek Fam, I think they have to roll the dice. They have to take this fight. They have no. And finish my sentence. How did Geek Fam really defend down a lane with a refresher shot on the Tide Hunter?
To watch, but has Skemblue picked up his beat?
Is getting closer and closer.
1,000.
Sells the Aquila and the drums.
Farm up whatever little else you can.
Yeah, he's gotta get that BKB. The refresher shot on the Tide Hunter. Yeah, the one. He's picked up his BKB.
Okay. BKB is online. This is really the do or die moment for Geek.
Goes up ahead is Lincoln Sphere. Triggered. March has got the Ag Scepter, so that is no real follow up. Siege creeps make
the Ags on March is going to help quite a bit as well.
Oh yeah. Storm did cancel it midway. Got the Impale quickly shrugged off by the Kraken Shell. Secondary Storm doesn't connect.
What's the cooldown on reflection?
For Chuan, they're focusing this Medusa, but have found Skemblue. They need to keep him alive. He pops his BKB, needs his Thunder, doesn't get almost certainly done for the Earth Splitter. Bring down Carl, but the Aegis is still down. Nando, where is he? He's been turned to stone. Down for another Ravage, and it seems as if they know where. They're still holding on.
Stop it already, play hard. This is. He gets another 3-man stomp and Earth Splitter. They couple it up with a Stone Gaze, and they get 3 kills, or rather 2 kills of buyback. That's also the death of and dropped a gem in the trees.
How are Geek Fam doing this is the question. The play hard show.
Skemblue, this is without terribly doing.
Yeah, I think this is the first time she's heavily getting carried by the Elder Titan. But yeah, she's starting to catch up. This is when things start to. I don't think she goes for this +7 split, obviously.
But yeah, she's going for the Skadi, so you won while play hard carries you again.
And what's also been crucial for Geek Fam is March. Yaj had the refresher shot, but that's just
without the secondary very solid defense coming out from Geek Fam. It's still gonna get harder for execration, I think, because the BKB on this Terrorblade, potential of this Medusa once she comes online. With picked up for now. Has he? Yeah, he's just got utility items, man. He's just proving to be an absolute nuisance behind. He's got 14 assists on the Elder Tide. The most high value assist this game. 21,000 net worth. Seem to be having trouble finishing this game on the Shadow Queen. He's at the point where he can no got too much. He's got Sanjanyasha and a butterfly.
Lincoln Spheres, Lotus Orbs, everything to make life difficult for Skemblue on the real problem for them that don't turn back and fight it. They're going to take down the Shrine. Yaj does have the Ravage. Both of those in quick succession.
They saw March doing that though.
It does look up high ground. They got the swap. This could be costly. They don't want to lose the Nick just like that. One needs to be controlled. Yaj controlled for the side hunter. The Earth Splitter on the floor. Pressure shot doesn't get off the secondary damage. You got the once the Medusa elsewhere. Scambaloo ends up falling. They've still got the Elder Titan, but they're holding on to the tier 3 as March by.
Scambaloo ended up dying again. Did he get a chance?
Scambaloo at all. But look at this immediate. March has got to hold on to this push. He burrows into the ground with the shackles. Lumic just walking in, looking for the battery assault. Carl blinks forward aggressively with Shadow Shaman. They will find. They've got the corrosive haze upon him. They have vision. He might have the Lotus Orb and quickly moves for the tier 3 mid. Execrating 3. March once again burrows in on him, but who cares? The barracks up for. They're one step closer to victory, but Chuan with his BKB, the crush onto the next pop. It only connects on Carl. Raging Potato finally ends up going down. Nando dropping 100 bonus damage, and he could hit really hard with that briefcase of his. March. Just surviving a Rod of Atos would be nice, but vessel though, and I'm not really sure that's going to be enough to bring down Nando. It could be.
One Scambaloo real quick and check his BKB timer.
It's BKB.
No, he did use it once.
No, this engagement he didn't use his BKB. When Raging Potato lost his gem, I did see Scambaloo pop his BKB.
Regardless, again, losing the Terrorblade up on targets is painful to watch. Yeah. They've got double Scary, Medusa. There's no denying that they can still.
I mean, you got yours if Geek Fam are fed up. You just have to treat the gem. So this in favor of Geek Fam.
They bought another one though.
Oh, okay. Don't want to get the Nick.
Chuan on the low ground. Yeah.
Could land with the Impale. Does connect on the Yard. But Yard loses a lot of mana.
That was actually a low.
Okay.
Okay, Geek Fam are actually pushing. Looks like they want to try and end this game themselves.
In top, what's going on at mid? Chuan 4-star with the Ravage. He's got all 5 of them. Not sure who's connecting on, but the Earth Split of the shackles and the Impale bring down the Shadow Fiend. As Yaj gets chased away, Chuan focuses on the tier 3 while Nando's trying his best. BKB, he's going to lose it in a kick to go back in again. March getting knocked around, hiding under the tier, could go back in. He has to swap. The tier 3 tower will fall, and Geek Fam out the Scambaloo Terrorblade, and they've already tagged by the Split Vessel. Should end up going one swing of his briefcase, but Raging Potato as well. Who's going to fall first? Play harder. It does connect on Carl, but Yaj is here as well. Lumic in the vicinity. March, he's turning towards Raging Potato, down by Carl, while Yaj, he's giving chase. He wants play hard. Who's got a load?
They have a buyback. Sorry, they have a buyback on Scambaloo, and Medusa is alive through all of that. They got it. It's Mega Creeps. They ended up giving the range barracks, and it's Chuan versus.
Needs a Divine Rapier. Leave a Geek Fam somehow.
I mean, he picked up the jumping about, so bunch of lightning procs across the map if he gets.
I mean, if Geek Fam look back at this game, she's is twice without him getting too much done with that BKB of his. Who are really gonna come back and getting picked off once. But yeah, defense of the Ancient.
Watch for like a YOLO damage or something.
Go YOLO. Scambaloo's respawn. There's a crush. He should end up falling. Does end up falling. He's 4-staffing forward. Push. Scambaloo pops his BKB, and now it's worn out. There's the Ravage from Yaj. He's lost half his HP. Scambaloo swapped into Yaj. They've nearly team wiped, but the GG well played. And Geek Fam, they just weren't enough today for it.
I mean, some very of his exhaustion this game. After all, they have just flown to Indonesia boot camp, started playing an official game to make it to the finals of the hard days for Geek Fam. They're moving to a game. This particular game moves on to the final. The loser has to face Mineski in a best of 3. Yes.
Be back with game 3 soon, and yeah, we're a bunch of Indian casters from AFK Gaming. We have a small video telling you folks a little bit more about
the Confounds and Crusader level Dota, full book of SEA, Regiment of Bollywood dancing, and ancient Eastern.
Hello sir, welcome to...
Hey, my coffee holder's broken.
I beg pardon sir?
The computer and the coffee holder comes out.
Who has done that in the history of Dota?
They do play by play.
Split up. See
drops the Magnetize, has the urn. You got the Arctic Burn coming out from Fly. Geomagnetic Grip coming through from Jerax. Boulder Smash to follow the...
Ulol, you cannot spell Ulol without you!
Gambit and Cloud X are back to back, only an X.
These bright lights and I can't stop but you move around up and down on that stage as you laps. Lights, they put me in a daze and I can't stop but think about the wages and future vibes. They put me in a daze and think about the way that you move around up in laps.
with game 3 between GESC and the series is tied at 1-1. It's the final where they'll be facing off versus winner of Fnatic versus the loser of this one. What am I saying? The loser drops to face. Makes a lot more sense. Let's head back into the Doom straight away. The first phase of bans are becoming more and more seeing a different set of heroes banned out. Execration did get their hands on. I honestly wonder if Geek Fam are gonna is Geek Fam. They did ban it out in the number 2. I wonder if Execration is going to just do that one.
Yeah, I think the Razor ban is totally zone. Why take chances? Just get rid of out for Skembaloo to play. I think we already saw him being fallible on the Terrorblade.
Okay. Next, so they're not too concerned about the clockwork. They're just going to show a little bit of respect. They're going to be in our Execration going to ban out the. Well, Geek Fam do have first pick after this ban phase. Fam might have to resort to some. It's just a solid opening. Teams more and more just seem to in pretty much every lane, and Geek Fam they are going to pick up the Tiny for themselves. Want the Bane for Lumic. He hasn't played it at all in this play the Bane effects. You just pick up the Bane for Lumic. You also got Nyx, Clockwork, Bane. I presume this might revolve around these heroes.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the person is in the pool. Slaughter's in the pool if they were really armor starved Tiny. But yeah, it's going to be the next to open things. One of the most standard. When you pick up the Nyx, why not pick up the hero? He
could look at picking up something like the Clockwork, the Vision from the Rocket if need be, Hookshot as help latch. Alternatively, if they really prioritize that Terrorblade,
no, I don't think the Terrorblade is justified this. I think Tinker does quite well versus the Terrorblade. The March of the Machine is really good at clearing laser, refracting between illusions. But yeah, Geek Fam are going to go with the Clockwork. That's one of the more trusty ways to see. Wouldn't be surprised with a 5 position that can protect the Tinker. Something with a bit of something that likes to rush a 4-star early. But this line up around the Tinker. But they do have a position. Probably not a good. Requires lane creeps too much. That can jungle efficiently. To which end I'm thinking something like a Lion wouldn't be too bad.
I like it. Execration is also gonna let the Spectre slip through and find the thing. Geek Fam, they're gonna try and narrow down the off-lane pool, and I presume we might see a out from the side of Geek Fam.
It's viable, sure, but yeah, actually, I guess the Brewmaster ban isn't bad at all. The only concern, even with the reduced cast point on the ticks between the battery assault, can still stop him.
Does catch him and split off. They ban Execration. Do they want to ban out the Spectre? Spectre is really a threat towards the Tinker.
Spectre's definitely one way to go, but a lot of it is their core.
Yeah. Just gonna try and give Karluk lane at mid. Fam still there. I guess they're still going to off lane pool. Presume the next, or they could ban out the Shadow Shaman. They could, the Yarj won't be playing his tide. Shouldn't want to. They could pick up something like the Buck for Yarj. As a twofold purpose. It's going to give Yarj one of his solid pick up the Jakarta. So it's going to be Lumic on Geek Fam. What are we looking at? Shadow Shaman.
So, well, we've got a little keep our eyes on chat every now and then. Yes, 1-1 so far. This is the deciding game. Elena knows their way. Geek Fam knows their way. They've been playing that Execration took off of them it was a well fought match. Geek Fam, they're the superior team here today. I also want to cut them some slack because to head over to Predator Land tournament. Yeah. So there's that factor. But imagine going into that in the finals of the GESC. Actually, I don't know when the Predator. I don't think anyone knows when the Predator League lands.
Yeah, no one knows
except the players.
I could actually message the players and try up the Naga side, and they've got some split push with the Naga side, and but I honestly think that will be heading to the offlane. Geek Fam, they're going to pick up the Dragon Knight for themselves. It's going to be their choice of Execration. Looking to ban out a Schem slip through is the question. The Luna. to run on Skemblu every now and then.
Luna quite heavily, but Mike a fairly greedy lineup you're running. Does need a fair bit of money to actually get rolling. At the same time, is pretty much useless without the money. Execration run before, was it Raging But yesterday in fact versus Fnatic? Or was it Mineski? Execration had a Naga 4 and eventually he just turned into a carry with a radiance of his own. Carry strat that they've got going for them.
4 position Naga, a 3 position Nyx, and Execration with a respect ban towards the Elder. Ban on the board for them. They're looking at banning out something. Void would be great for Execration if they do decide. Fortunately, first pick after this ban phase is in their favor.
Benefit from or something that's keeping
Slug.
Gyrocopter is something that comes to mind actually.
I'm actually banned on the Gyrocopter.
Oh, the mic, but yeah. I think Gyro would have made sense there because A, you've got magic, you've got a core that comes online very quick. At level 7 max rocket barrage. Got themselves a good 1.5 minute of last pick. Now, this will be Tiny on a 1 position Tiny. I'm Tiny and then picking up.
Oh yes,
It's gonna be myself a cookie.
they do say heading to the off lane. March is there is some synergy between the Clockwork and the Darkseer earlier on in the lane. Just let him run and the enemy heroes. Execration. There was someone in the safe lane. Gyrocopter.
Also thinking Lycan would be
I'm taking a lifesteal.
Okay.
I'm on a roll today.
Official analyst.
And enough. But yeah, that's going to be and yeah, both teams it seems definitely seems to be the place that the Darkseer takes the Nyx, but the Clockwork in the vicinity.
Quick prediction, man. Who do you think is coming out on top here?
Geekfab.
No hesitation at all. Huh?
I'm not a caster who hides my bias. I've met him, so a team on his back. I'm not saying he's carrying them all by himself, but he's leading. He's the one playing the 1 position, so that's 18. Look at him, small little scam. But yeah, buys a lot more, and they just seem to be more consistent as a unit. I think Geekfam are just going to shine and pull through the series.
I don't know. I think it's a menace to deal with for the most part. But yeah, I think anyone's game this time around.
Yeah.
Over to Execration because Naga is gonna sort of scale into a core as well. So I don't. Yeah, decides that 2.5 games later he needs to go take a
beat, but had to say toilet.
No, but no one would accept that as how it goes in Southeast Asia. If you pause, by default people are gonna resume because there's a chance they'll wait. So this is just a leftover of that mindset. Good.
Give us a little bit of time to just quickly run through. We got Lumic, that potato. He's going to be playing the Naga Siren Tinker in the hands of the Shadow Fiend in game 2. Life, and that leaves us with Yarj playing the Nyx, playing the
Next position.
Next position. Side of the river for Geekfam, we got Skemblu. Clockwork going to be handled by Playhard. Shadow Shaman in the hands of Ollie. March going to be heading to the offlane Knight at mid.
Raging Potato starts off with the kill point into anything that by default and ensnare if he absolutely requires it.
Yeah. Enough kill potential at level. Just put it into Riptide and try and... The good thing about Naga is I beat the higher amount of damage as well. And that's why he ran it a lot as a 4 position. But 6 base armor to start with. It's somewhat freely with the if she gets the Riptide off.
Something that's gonna help. More so versus the Tiny.
That's what Geekfam are looking to do. Skemblu, he's March will be heading to.
I think they could just be swapping it about. Could be just dual lanes with the Clockwork. That 3k here. After all, a melee surprise isn't something that we shouldn't expect here from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turns out they are running an offensive.
Just get the Riptide off, but he's held it doing a fair bit. This could be a kill with the tree toss and Playhard draws first blood. Skemblu still alive. I mean, it's so frustrating if you're either Korea, if you're Nando or Hurts. Nando is held in place with the shackle. Raging Potato just dropping the Riptide.
Going in again and again, trying to get to... I think this lane is already off to a good start for Geek Fam. They're back up to full HP. They'll get a decent bit of EXP. And maybe a little bit of farm as well. Scambaloo. Straight up on Nando. Versus Nyx Assassin, man.
Anyone has solo kill potential.
No, but I think the Darkseer is loving this match.
He's going to do a lot better than the Nyx and lane. But, I mean, until he picks up something like likely that he finds a kill.
And they're tagged with the dual breath there. They're just really contesting that bounty rune.
Oh yeah, level 2. Now he has the cogs.
But it gets them 2 bounty runes. They're going to give up the illusion rune, but... Ollie, totally worth it committing an Ether shock for that. Top lane, right? I think innately he's built to deal with the Darkseer because he's got a high amount of HP. It's still a melee versus melee matchup, and double ion shells is just too much for him to do anything. Yeah, I mean, you can already see Yarj calling for backup with Raging Potato. Under the tower is this creep skip.
What's the rotation coming out from Geek Fam? March, he surges, he gets away for a little while, but the ensnare is there. Just going to switch lanes altogether. Did end up falling in the bottom lane. He moves. Someone going to reset the off lane that I... But look at this. Musical Nando TPs to the top lane.
Yeah, they're just going to do what they can one-on-one. But the big winner in all of this has been the middle lane for a bit, because it seems like Lumic is about to get away somehow. The middle lane, Dragon Knight is at 18 CS, while Tinker's at 14. So Chuan is doing a decent job of keeping his...
March. He's already doing that. Just like March is going to retreat into the jungle. Nando's joined him in the jungle as well. Execration need and how they would have loved a gyro.
Honestly, this would have been a nice gyrocopter game.
He excels at trial lanes. That's gyrocopter.
Sure. Duking it out with Carl in the middle lane, but
he's also leading in terms of hits. Surprised.
With the
Just
DU.
strolls into the tower hits and drops the cogs. Baloo farming a lane. Nando. Well, he's also going to find a lane. A better matchup for the lifestealer.
I would still a pain in the butt to deal with for him. Be better than the Nyx going up against him.
It's better than...
Let's put it that way. Creep skipping, single iron, rages, and March immediately surges. No creep wave.
Yeah, they could die. They commit the iron shell on Playhard. Playhard's got the cogs, but the second he needs to get away March though with the sand. Nando could rage TP, but he's Raging Potato with the ensnare and the salve as well. Could be his.
Got his own salve over there. Maybe we could see a play being made elsewhere. Doesn't look like it though.
The early pressure on Nando, keeping up with Scambaloo in terms of CS.
Yeah, he's doing a hell of a job actually.
I'm moving in
I think
onto
they messed
the
that
dark.
up. Wounds as well as the ensnare at the same time now.
Right. March even has his shrine to contest the bounty rune.
Oh.
Which March did end up bottling in the Naga Siren.
And it's in on the jungle while they're there and get the brain. Peaceful start. Dragon Knight still leads the curve, but Tinker's there's just no pressure on the bias. Yeah, laughing. Did we miss something?
I guess we missed that. Did catch Playhard rotating and finding a kill onto the Naga side. Dragon Tail is there and Playhard quick ice path and ensnare, holding goes the gap and find the kill on the Dragon Knight. And Playhard does have kept him healthy, just enough for him. Fam, they're going to move towards another shrine now. But yeah, Dragon Knight the life stealer as well. I mean, they have a trial lane, but sort of like constant pressure across the map. The shot coming out, Aether shock coming out. You got this by Carapace will by Yarch time. He does get the impale off, but Scambaloo with the kill.
Did Naga?
She hasn't put a point into it.
Raging Potato while he goes in there. No, she can't heal up and hope to survive under there, but yeah, you know for a fact that Playhard is Geek Fam trying to contest it soon. I think Tinker's already with the max out March. He sure as hell can. This is gonna get him his BOD.
12-13 minute BOD. Not too bad at all. Mid lane, Sean. Just one tower. Before Tinker start defending these towers. Playhard.
Still doing what he can to get this tower taken.
Is that Tinker? Yeah, no, Tinker. Be careful. The drum charge pop is the one taking damage with the dual breath and back Raging Potato for as long as possible with the battery assault. Juan pops his one. They are going to find the kill on using the clockwork to Tinker.
Behind the Dragon Knight, right clicking him as a Jokiro.
Yeah.
Not like that. He's level 8. No, 2 points in the Dragon Blood.
still alive. The good kill, and he's inching closer and closer to those BOTs. To this tier 1 tower, and Yaj is here. He could start with a spike, get things started, but it's going to take more skill. Nando is making his way towards the bottom, and yeah, Scambalu's gone. He's gone for the thread, still chasing March. Starts with a Vendetta hit, gets the Impale out, has no mana, has a haste rune though, and run if he needs to. A lot of pressure, forcing to come and defend these objectives. Milo as well. Raging Potato is running from every lane.
He's making progress. He's got his helm on the top. His farm he's got going for himself, honestly. He's actually ahead of the lifestealer by quite a fair margin. So stacks, March attempting to restack them, but
yeah, I don't think he
just decided this is my home, I'm not leaving.
A little bit of quality time finds a. Yeah, his first Vendetta hasn't really resulted in the kill. All he smoked up, moving towards the mid lane. Dragon farm. I mean, he does. He just committed. Got a hook shot from Playhard. And the song might be enough, but the cogs push back Carl and bring him down. Yards with the Impale. They want to bring down this Dragon. Spike Carapace holds the clockwork in play. Run for it. And he's barely surviving with the ensnare. They want this Dragon. Even then, I'm not sure that would have found the window. Manages to find Ollie, and he's getting chased as well. Naga needs to be careful and ends up falling.
Threw him. Scambalu lit up the Naga siren, so that secures the kill on Naga as well. Geek Fam comes out.
They get Naga, they get Ting, they lose as a Shadow Shaman.
In net worth lead, Yaj just sees Chuan healing up with the shrine and nopes the hell out of this.
That's when he best has a shot of finding to march on the dark, by the way. Darkseid didn't even take it. Yeah, and you clumping up around Execration's shrine.
Execration has up their sleeves to dig themselves out of this one, because honestly about how Geek Fam needs to get online quickly and start making those. They have the Serpent Wards coming online eventually.
And Yaj, they do manage to find. Ollie's still chilling. He's got a Tinker Ward, yes, he's got a little bit of vision. Yep, there is an ensnare. That's for the Dominated Shriek. Yeah, smoke coming out from the side of X. To be careful, the net is there for the Macro Fire as well. Dual Breath. Ice finally bring down the Dragon Knight. But Ollie showed himself, and the Darkseid as well as the vacuum. Ollie could get the shackles off, and this could be a kill onto Net. Manages to survive. March probably he's gonna end up falling as well. Needs to turn it around. He needs to be careful. He's been caught in the. It's just running him down, and it seems as if they did have vision to bring down the Nick. Also gets away. He's got his Echo from any mobility item just yet.
Yeah, that Echo Saber is a little confusing, to be honest. I think more about this game, but I can just man fight the life saver.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I guess so too. Actually, I don't know what the Echo Saber was for. I mean, right, Dragon Knight around to make kills happen. So play hard, no late early on. Again, a way to deal with the life stealer, and his tankiness is worn off in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, play hard and march. I mean, they managed to secure a couple of early tier 1. But the more time you get the Tinker, the harder and harder it becomes to go high ground position. The hook shot narrowly missed. Almost ended up Yaj. He's got a parcel inside. Birds the dire jungle where Chuan is farming away. Doesn't notice the inch, but this is next to the dire shrine. TP Geek Fam, they have detection, they have vision of the rage, and he's looking to TP. But can Scambalu really toss in anyone? Playhard doesn't have the hook shot. Does get so could be nice. Playhard trying to get to use it, but no. Geek
Fam, the freebie on the Nyx Assassin is always nice. Right on top of the network, boards again. Lifesteal is not too far behind.
Yeah.
The Fam is Scambalu on the tiny, but now we see why he started with the Echo Sabers.
Okay. And
a fair bit of money going into Scambalu's pocket should actually put him right back.
He's gonna catch up to the Carl map as much as possible. Yeah, blade. But once he has the Shadow Blade along with that Echo Saber, he's gonna have potential really and get pickoffs every now and then.
Scambalu.
Both teams seem to be content just slowing down this game, really feeling the pressure to scoot to the top lane, commits the Elder Dragon farm for the tier 1 tower, but I think with the Mass Serpent Wards, because problem is...
he did. I saw his hand going up and down. Guess you didn't find anything. Probably looking for a tinker.
The Tinker Wards as well. It's interesting. Did D-Ward one of those Tinker Wards on the other in March, just lurking in the tree and slowly chip away at the tier 1 tower.
Nando.
He doesn't have the rage TP, but fortunately it's one that has a little bit of HP, but not for long. Yarch is there with the Impale. They should get the Shadow Shaman, and indeed they will. From Raging Potato, ensure the hell out of that.
Unfortunately, only pulling in an illusion, so good escape from execration. I guess they're bailing the hell out of there, but for now, it's still tiny on top of the net. Paces behind him, but Lifestealer, the big storyline here.
Got the Armlet and the Desolator.
Ouch, that's just gonna rip a hole.
And soon sentries have timed out. With the, I presume Yarj along with Nando might just be looking to for pickoffs. But look at this Geek Fam, which is good. Yeah, they're looking for in the early ages. They might don't have the song, and it seems going on. Geek Fam just at the back of this execration, just lurking around the Roshan going on, and I'm not even sure if execration could have contested. Maybe might have prolonged it. But yeah, Geek Fam, they got 8 by a helm on the Dominator, a dominated Siege Wagon as well, and they're looking at problem is goddamn the push with the Mars spam. Skemblue falls so hard in the ice path, and gonna have to go back in once more. Chuan, I guess Geek Fam might be looking at BKBs. Chuan has got his complete Tinker's whereabouts. They have managed to push, do manage to successfully clear it up, but the problem is himself. Geek Fam just look to regroup, and what I'm somewhat at this point is probably look for Nyx and the Lifestealer. Kill with the Infest Bomb. I mean, Yarj is just lurking around, probably come hunting. And yeah, he popped the Infest Bomb. Now they could bump into Skemblues already this without losing any more heroes. Top play. Now Playard's ready to counter. Is an easy kill, but Playard's looking to punish. Tinker's steeping in as well. And Skemblu needs to be careful, but he looks to fight with the Echo Save, and finally they bring down the Lifestealer. They got a Shadow Shaman, but they gave the kill streak, so a lot of gold. Yeah, it was Playhard who got the credit for that. But Geek Fam take that. And the side lane once more. Probably start angry. Got the Aegis. Chuan has picked up another item. This is gonna allow him to just Darkseer's got the hood. Will be building it. Geek Fam, I mean, the timings are starting to come together. Looking to break the smoke. He's got a blink as well. The Mart spam already being prepped by the Tinker. Yarj scouting for the Tinker. Geek Fam, they position themselves aggressive, and this, I mean, to just play at their high ground, just works away on the tier 2 for the initiation from Skemblue or play hard. Not sure if Skemblue, the Shadow Blade is wearing off. Still got the Elder Dragon form. It's only the 11. Once he can do some serious damage, and the hook shot hit the place. Carl needs to stay. Carl somehow survives. The song on the side, buying him time and play hard. He's and the killing spree streak on play hard falling. Geek Fam then lost to many, and it seems as they want to cut their losses. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better hope. Didn't follow up, and Carl looking to punish Dragon Knight, barely deeping out of the. Yeah, I think both farm a little bit and not try and get too much done. I guess execration, the possibility of another Infest Bomb in terms of cooldown. For now, they're just grouping up around this mid. Chip away at the tier 1. Yarj has the double damage rune. Carl just keeps joining the crew. Get something done with this Aegis. But toss Yarj walking in, could land the vision up the high ground. Play out with the rocket flare. March goes in. Chuan is there. Geek Fam, they're just marching down. Wild hookshot from Playard on the mid lane with the renewed Saga Siren. Skemblue's at least gonna clear visions. Where are your thoughts? Yarj though, he sees Chuan and help is on the way. It's Nando on, but it's just gonna get away by himself. A rocky net worth graph. Every now and then both. But if you take a look at individual, everyone's nearly keeping up, pulling ahead just yet. I like to believe that a Lifestealer better into the late game than a Tinker. There's the pressure on Geek Fam to say B. Aegis, hello. He's picked up spells the ensnare. It also dispels in these team fights. It's going to ensure that he doesn't get controlled by the root coming up from the ensnare. It's also going to ensure that give him a little bit of mobility with play hard. He somehow knew where Yarj was. Yarj actually the vacuum is that Yarj does finally end up going, and they find the kill onto Raging Potato. So now Execration hold on to their barracks here. Chuan just marching, doing a fair bit of work. Ice Path onto do Nando. March, pops the arcane boots, but Scambaloo picks up a tree and turns around, taking down the Lifestealer. Then move on, end up going down. Scambaloo just tosses a tree in him. Lumic, nearly a team wipe. Carl just creep wave, trying to cut it and blow. But Geek Fam, they've secured the objective. Might look to join the fight, linking forwards, farming them, spam. Still not enough to bring anyone down. And Scambaloo with the Shadow Blade gets away. Yarj down, he just toggled it from idea where Scambaloo is right now.
Should have seen him. Scambaloo could be greedy and go for place to just run towards the shrine where Shadow Shaman is awaiting him. There's a sentry wall into his own demise here.
Yeah. Or means that sentry. Did have another one, didn't bother dropping it.
Oh.
No.
Actually, he actually dropped it just for the to stop them from stacking.
Okay.
Geek Fam are quite comfortable right now. Whole bunch of money into their chorus pockets before they come back for the next one.
8 hook shots, but yeah, let's play hard for you. I've seen him have some real entire series where all he did was hook shot onto his own at the same time. Like he's the one who's getting the fight start for Geek Fam. Last time he managed to hook shot onto Yarj. It is the Naga siren and on the sign to reset the fight. Looks Yarj once again undercover of Vendetta. Now this
nighttime vision.
But he's gonna walk back. How Scambaloo sees him.
Yeah, yes. Scambaloo definitely saw him that time.
Scambaloo haven't really worked at all for execution. And yeah, shot. Chuan used to be the Maelstrom. It's 8-7. 9.
Okay, that's still a long way to think.
Now he sees Yarj. He's got to go away. This buys him time, but play hard once again with the hook shot. Scambaloo.
Did he have a gem on him?
No.
Blind hook shot. Lovely. Wash pit, Naga illusions coming through, but Ollie just immediately. I feel like Geek Fam are still not out of muddy waters just yet. Execution can keep 2 out of 3 lanes pushed.
I've completely ignored Raging Potato. He has a gem and then Yasha. He's got a hero to bring down. Player knows he's the hook.
Doesn't have the rocket flag.
Now this is going to TP away, but Geek Fam, that's a shot number 2, so it's Aegis and Blue picks up the Aegis. I presume Cheese is on. March down mid once more. The problem is they need to find the Tinker or getting pushed out.
Bottom needs a little more momentum as well, but yeah. Execution forced to make some very difficult decisions here.
Scambaloo just took down a shrine. Not me.
No, I think that was a while ago. Yeah, that's a hard finished up on Scambaloo as well, so he's gonna come out from the Tinker away, regen up, come back in for another fight.
Status resistance applied to it should, right?
It should.
So it should. He's got the heart. And
that's also more strength to give him a little. And then go something in exchange. Nando's already gone to work. Yarj just Naga illusion just
Scambaloo, he's just holding back Scambaloo for the time being. He's already baited out the macro with the heart region. He can go back in soon enough. He's got the Spirit Vessel upon him. The Shadow Blade. Look for the hook shot from Playhard. He's going for the side of Geek Fam in these team fights.
There we go.
Sure. He's out of mana, so he's just going to be mana for another tree grab to keep the tier 3 alive. But Playhard with the. Fortunately, Carl does manage to get away. Playhard while Scambaloo pounds away on the barracks. Playhard somehow still alive. He's forced up. They're focusing the melee barracks on the ice around. Chuan just pops his BKB. Well, how do Execration for guns down? They've lost their badge. Just going to reset and come back for.
They made that look so easy, man. Everything while tanking everything right in the chin. That was just
click building. That's all. Wait a couple of minutes. Just right click on the building.
I've seen this Dota back. Same thing. They had Wisp Tiny. Or was it Eom that did this? They picked Wisp Tiny. Now it's even better because heart fantastic. Or rather, strength gives you status. Yarj looking for a desperate pick off now with light.
He needs to delay this push by Geek Fam not giving Yarj been rather ineffective. In 2 months on, he's going to be a little disappointed with himself. But Geek Fam, they're going for the juggler in barracks. I mean, heat-seeking missiles at this point. If it a Dragon Knight.
I mean, you might as well do it as opposed to doing nothing. Clear the creeps and the laser to affect the blind is all that's really matters.
There's the Infest Bomb. Nando's pounding away on just a bit of time, and there's the hook shot from Play Out. Once more, though, just to keep Carl alive. But the panic by the Mars Serpent was Macropire on the goes ahead. The vacuum is there. They're losing Carl. The laser will be enough to fight falling, while the Naga illusions joins in with the illusions and finds the missing a team and might be brought down as well. They've got the ensnare. Aegis taken away, but taken down once more. Scambaloo trying to fight with the toss. Does finally end up going
Such a messy fight. Scambaloo was right-clicking barracks. The rest of his team went break. Dragon Knight jumps in. End of him. Execration is buyback on the Tiny. He's down for barracks in the middle lane that can help them push. So let's see if they can manage to build 2 towers, and there's still a fortification.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually done. So this could be one.
Pop that.
They popped it bottom for
the bottom tier 2?
Tier 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Lux is back, Dragon Knight is back, so it's Geek Fam minus Scambaloo. Here's Liquid Fire. Shipping away. I think Execution are taking this round. He's conceding a tier 3. And if someone does manage to whack in the Naga side, quick Dragon Tail onto Yard, trying to patient busy. The song, well, it will end up falling. Play Hard needs to keep aside. The rest of Execration do. It's a tier 3.
It's a tier 3 for a Jukiro. Could have been better. Is what really keeps Geek Fam happy about.
Yes, they haven't lost shrines on this. Had his AC, I think he had it in the previous engagement. What's the cooldown on song? He's gonna have it in 40 seconds. 40 to try his best to possible. Play hard. Just pops the blade mail. It is something like 5 blade mails.
I don't think so bad.
Who does he go on? Scambaloo as an AC wants to go in. There's the Impaler. Status resistance kicking in. Nando doesn't give a damn. Will end up trying to make a retreat. Yarch goes in forward with the mana burn. March trying to Play Hard drops the cogs. Geek Fam
actually, did they use an attack? No, that was execution defensive.
He is still available.
Okay. With a Naga as Lifestealer have a Maelstrom, he's got it queued up.
He's going for the Abyssal. With the Abyssal, the Ensnare, and the Ice Path, might have 2 seconds of lock. No, he's found Carl. The Avalanche, I'm not sure if it missed, but Carl is charges. Okay. He's having fun. Ball with March at this point. That's got the Blade Mail. He's moving towards the Lotus. If Geek Fam want to be cautious about this, show a code and they'll probably force out a buyback. Play Hard. He's just going to run. Play Hard is dropping low. He's got a 4-star. He's trying to survive. Does have a Spirit Blast. Bomb is there. Nando does manage to get the... Doesn't have mana for the vacuum. Could pop the grease if he wants it. But Scambaloo accomplished, but the song is there. See the sentry on the floor. Can't really tell whose it is. But John goes in onto Lumic. Brings in Blue. Just running forward. Has no AC. And just gonna pound him on the side of Execration. They're still trying to fight on the Tinker. Nando just trying to deal with the mark. Silence. He gets focused. Gets control with the shackles. And gets brought down as well. And with the Impale onto March. Controlling the fight while reaching Potato. Does manage to control. Securing the kill onto the Fam. Failed to just close the game, and Execration are on to this.
I'm stumped. Fight somewhere in the middle, decides to walk 3 and comes back. Guys, can we fight? It's hilarious. But one tier 4 and an ancient away from making it through to the grand finals. Naga can still be a real nuisance when it comes to pushing out the waves, and if the Lifestealer is really looking to defend and go all the way here.
Yeah.
So get starved for resources now because Execration creeps. So Execration, they keep this going. Enough creeps to give them enough money to get more. How do they leave their base? Behind, spam out a couple of marches to defend, and right clicks the tower.
Yeah, 10-second BKB.
Yeah, good job.
Brand new BKB.
10-second BKB 40.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take an iron.
Sure, why not? Run.
Just carry it.
Seems legit.
Anyway, yeah. Well, they're gonna hope that Geek Fam come goof up. If they do, however, it could be a way for them back into this game. They've done a decent job of pushing out. The mid lane is pushing decent, pushing out as well. And yeah, Roshan, early pick with the Lifestealer now could be huge. Play Hard does have the gem for the Ice Path as well as a lot of enough time to survive. He turns around with the hooks. Oh, everything coming out from Geek Fam. They do BKB spot. That's a 10-second BKB on Scambaloo. He tosses the tree and and he's going to toss him, but Yaj will end up surviving as without buyback.
Yeah, this is game over.
Execration on the loser bracket. Carl just pops his BKB. I mean, damage. Carl is fairly healthy. 2-man impale coming out from Yaj. Carl, the vacuum coming out onto 3. Chuan needs to be careful. He is dropping low, but the cogs are there. Well, and the hook shot from Playhard on gonna taunt away as Geek Fam will move to the finals of this minor.
For a second, I actually thought
I was gonna turn it around.
that looked scary as hell. Lasers refracting, they coming in their face. But yeah, huge props to Geeks. It really is their time to shine. They've been last week. Folks, those of you on the stream that have tuned in, a big warm. We've had an absolute blast casting these matches. AFK Gaming Esports will be casting as much SEA Dota for you guys as possible event. But when we come back, we'll be casting the ESL Genting maybe a casual stream or something over here. So if you guys have enjoyed as much as we have, we'll be signing you our curry caster ad.
Our origin.
Our origin.
Our
yes.
roots.
And Crusader level Dota. 4 boys fought to become the best of SEA. Regimen of Bollywood dancing. And ancient Eastern vocal exercises.
Hello, sir. Welcome to.
Hey, my coffee holder's broken.
I beg pardon, sir.
The computer and the coffee holder comes out.
Never done that. No one has ever done that in the history of Dota.
They do play by play.
Splinter Blast. Drops the Magnetize, has the urn. You got the Arctic Burn coming out from the fly. Geomagnetic Grip.
SEA.
Magandang gabi, no? Magandang gabi.
Let's see!
Gago! Gago, this is Gaga. Ulol, you cannot spell Ulol without you.
Loki, B-Wake, Gambit, and CloudX are back. Back to back. Only at AFK Gaming.
Magandang gabi, no? Magandang gabi.
Let's see!
Gago! Gago, this is Gaga. Ulol, you cannot spell Ulol without you.
Loki,